With breaking news, more than 1,000 students evacuated from the Alverno College campus. Terry Sater is live there now with the bomb scare that prompted all of this. Terry.
Eden, a spokeswoman for Alverno College, told me they received the bomb threat in the form of a letter that was found a few minutes before 9 o'clock this morning. They immediately called police. You can see Milwaukee police and fire have responded here. They have also brought in bomb-sniffing dogs, and they are searching the Reed Center right now, which is kind of the campus hub for the school. They immediately evacuated 1,700 undergraduate and graduate students, including students from 2 residence halls as well as their early learning center here. We don't know if a motive was mentioned in the letter or if the letter specifically targeted anything or anyone, but we know that the bomb-sniffing dogs and multiple officers are inside the Reed Center right now. I talked to a food service worker who was here on campus delivering food for students when the bomb threat was delivered. Were you concerned when you heard about the bomb threat?
I was a little bit concerned, but honestly, I thought that maybe it was just a drill. I didn't really think much of it until I got to my school, and then one of the administration was like, "Hey, there's something going on at Alverno." I was like, "Oh my goodness, I never even knew."
So the campus is closed for the day. The school was very careful to point out that all the students and staff are safe right now. And we did see one student pull up here, had no idea, hadn't looked at any of her social media or her email yet. So she came here to go to school, found out that there was a bomb threat and the campus is closed. So again, Alverno College under a bomb threat right now. The campus is closed and everyone has been safely evacuated. Live in Milwaukee, Terry Sater, WISN 12 News.
Glad to know everyone's safe. Thank you, Terry. A UWM staffer is behind bars this morning on charges of child porn. Sheldon Dutez is live on campus with reaction to the disturbing allegations in the criminal complaint. Sheldon.
Well, Eden, according to UW Milwaukee's website, Dennis Tomaszek is a researcher and a lecturer here on UWM's campus, but he's not giving any presentations today because he is behind bars on 5 felony charges of possessing child pornography. Now, 12 News was there last week as St. Francis police were raiding his home on St. Francis Avenue. Now, according to the criminal complaint, investigators got a tip from the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children about child porn linked to Tomaszek's Tumblr account. Now, authorities found the disturbing images on his electronic devices. When investigators told him why they were executing the search warrant, court documents say Tomaszek got really emotional and said he wanted to die. Investigators said he claims to have never touched any children. On campus, news of the charges catching some folks off guard.
I would say that's pretty shocking because, I mean, you kind of, expect, like, obviously that they'd be, like, vetted or, like, they'd probably want to make sure that somebody who works there wouldn't do something like that.
All right, UWM sent us a statement saying that they are aware of the charges. They said that this is a personnel matter and they're taking the appropriate action. But Eden, they have not said what that action would be, citing that they can't comment on such matters. Police arrested Tomaszek last week and he's expected to have a bail hearing on Wednesday. Reporting at UW Milwaukee, I'm Sheldon Dutez, WISN 12 News.
Thanks, Sheldon. The man charged with killing a woman that prompted a nationwide Amber Alert was a no-show in court this morning. Darius Higgins is charged with shooting and killing Sierra Robinson on March 11th near 91st and Mill. Police thought he took their 2-year-old daughter, Nalani Robinson, who was later found dead in Minnesota. Higgins was supposed to have his preliminary hearing this morning, but did not make an appearance because he wants to hire a private attorney and needs more time to find one. His hearing was rescheduled for next week. New this morning, Kenosha police confirmed the body found in Lake Michigan is missing woman Amanda Hanover. The 39-year-old woman from Kalamazoo, Michigan, was last seen on March 18th. Her car had been found in Kenosha recently, and officers recovered her body on Saturday. Her cause of death has not been released. 11:05 right now. Now we want to get a check on the weather. Sal, it is kind of chilly outside today.
It is chilly, but the sun is out. We have a breezy northeast wind, and that's what's helping to keep a real nip in the air. Temperatures are currently just 35 degrees as we get a look. Our camera mounted at Concordia University in Mequon. We'll stop at the falls, Menominee Falls, where we're also in at 35, and I think 35 makes it to about 38 for today. And finally, as we take a peek at the city, 35, northeast winds at 17, feels like 25 degrees. You want a heavier coat for today, but you can tuck it away. We'll start to warm up once again for tomorrow. So the northeast winds keep it chill in the air, 38 and sun, 22 to 25 for tonight, and then 40s for tomorrow's winds come out of the South Eden, and our temperatures climb.
Glad we'll be back in the 40s tomorrow. Thank you, Sal. A 16-year-old will face charges as an adult. Police say he was driving a stolen car without a license when he blew a stop sign and hit and killed a woman in an Uber. Last night, friends and family of that woman, Marlene Hernandez, gathered to honor her life.
I just still can't comprehend that this happened. It was just out of nowhere. She really didn't deserve it. She was a great person.
The crash happened early Friday morning. Police have charged the driver but have not released their name yet. Right now, parts of Wisconsin are still recovering from historic flooding. This morning, Governor Tony Evers will meet with officials in Arcadia to discuss flooding concerns. He'll also tour flood damage in the towns of Dodge and Centerville. And right now, Milwaukee police need your help finding a critical missing teenager. Let's show you guys a picture of her. There it is, of 13-year-old Nayana Neal. The last time anyone saw her was on Saturday near 86th and Fond du Lac. She was wearing white jeans and a white hooded sweatshirt with the word Queen written across the chest in gold. And if you see her, you are asked to contact police. Right now, early voting is underway for Wisconsin's next election. The spring election is set for April 2nd. The big statewide race is for an open spot on the state Supreme Court. There are also other local races on the ballot. To find out what's on your ballot, where to vote, and how to cast your ballot early, you can visit myvote.wi.gov. And remember, the two candidates vying for the state's empty Supreme Court seat will square off in a debate tomorrow night. Those are Appeals Court Judge Brian Hagedorn of Oconomowoc and Appeals Court Chief Judge Lisa Neubauer of Racine. You can watch it live at 7 o'clock right here on WISN 12. Time now 11:07. The Mueller report has wrapped up. President Donald Trump is declaring it a major political victory, but Democrats are saying not so fast. Their push for the full report to be released. Plus, a nightmare at sea for thousands of people trapped on a cruise. See how these people had to be rescued when the ship started taking on water.
Be the first to know when news breaks. Download the WISN 12 News app right now. leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 11 a.m.
Today, the president and his team are taking a victory lap after Robert Mueller's nearly 2-year-long investigation found no collusion. But Mueller stopped short of exonerating the president on obstruction of justice. ABC's Mona Kosar-Abdi has more.
An elated President Trump making his way back to the White House.
I just want to tell you that America is the greatest place on earth.
The president relishing in Robert Mueller's conclusion to the 22-month-long investigation that there was no collusion between him or his campaign and Russia in the 2016 election interference. This morning, Trump's lawyer tells ABC News they are ready to move past the probe.
And what I'd like to see the Congress do and is work with the president for the next 2 years and get some things done for the American people.
Yet Attorney General William Barr, who issued a 4-page summary of the report, included a line from Mueller stating he could not exonerate the president of possible obstruction of justice. Barr drew his own conclusion, saying there isn't enough evidence to prove that, but Democrats are already grabbing onto Mueller's inconclusive language.
We will ask the Attorney General to testify before the House Judiciary Committee. We will demand the release of the full report.
Even calling into question Barr's impartiality.
I would, in fact, wonder if the Attorney General pressured the special counsel into not making that finding so that he could make the finding.
Meanwhile, the president is looking to turn the tables, threatening to investigate the investigation.
It began illegally, and hopefully somebody's going to look at the other side. This was an illegal takedown that failed.
Barr's conclusion that there was no obstruction rekindled concerns that Democrats had about a 19-page memo he wrote before President Trump appointed him. In it, he opposed the obstruction investigation, calling the allegations fatally misconceived. The special counsel's office declined to comment on Barr's letter. Mona Kosar-Abdi, ABC News, Washington.
Dozens of cruise ship passengers are safe after a nightmare at sea. This morning, the ship is safely docked, but on Saturday, the cruise liner put out a mayday call after its engine failed off the coast of Norway. Dangerous waves rocked the Viking Sky. Crews rescued many passengers by helicopter.
I mean, as soon as they hoisted you up, he grabbed me and pulled me in like a sack of potatoes and dragged me to the back of the helicopter.
2 cargo ships and 1 tugboat also helped the cruise ship to shore. 11:13 right now. The Milwaukee County Zoo has a tool to help educate kids about wildlife, and Lindsay Slater is live at the zoo learning more about Cole's Wild Theater. Hi, Lindsay.
Hey, Eden, and good morning. I am live at the Milwaukee County Zoo, one of their educational buildings, to be in fact. And honestly, this is really cool because you can see this is a beautiful landscape. It's an educational traveling show. With me today is Zach Woods. Nope, that's not Zach Woods. This is Zach Woods. He is the manager of artistic direction for this traveling show. So, Zach, good morning to you today. Tell us about this show.
Sure. This show is called Finding Harmony, and it's our newest educational outreach show here at the Milwaukee County Zoo. And basically, the gist of it is kids are going to see this show and learn a little bit how to interact with the wildlife that might live right in their backyard.
You know, and I think that that's a great tool for kids, too, because they might not know what, you know, this is our squirrel friend, you know, and there's a little bird feeder for Mr. Squirrel, and there he is. He's super cute. And, you know, you guys do have this educational message that you're trying to get out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So all of our programming here at Cole's Wild Theater is funded by a very generous grant from Cole's, specifically Cole's Cares. And so we are throughout the community year-round during the off-season, during the school year, bringing outreach shows into community schools and local events, and during the summer here at the zoo on our main stage at the family farm, bringing educational messages of all kinds.
So can you give us a little tour of the whole backyard here that we have going on?
Absolutely. So this is our garden here. This is Hadley's garden. You can see we have a lovely upcycled bird feeder here. Very nice. And you can see this lovely drop designed by some local designers here in the Milwaukee theater community. It was important to us that we that we represent different kinds of gardens here in this show. Not all gardens are your kind of traditional suburban backyard gardens. Sometimes you can grow just as beautiful a garden right here in the city.
Right, and we also have our buddy Thad.
Yes.
He is a rock. We were talking to him a little bit earlier today, and even we have Hadley, the garden gnome. I see she's hanging out, drawing some stuff. So what did the kids get out of this? What do they think of this traveling show?
So far, the response has been really, really great. Kids are walking into the room, seeing all of this backdrop and all these puppets and saying, wow, this is great. But it really, really, really is raising some interesting questions with kids because there are so many different species of animals that you might find in your backyard here in Wisconsin, and they all have different needs. They all coexist together in a different way. So our show helps give some tips as to how they might be able to do that successfully.
And we're going to learn a little bit more about those tips later. But guys, I'm just going to have a cup of coffee here with Mr. Thad. He's pretty cool. We've already had a conversation about Lord of the Rings earlier. So we'll have that coming up here next. But this is a really neat traveling show that started in February, and they've already gone to over 37 schools.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Thad looks pretty cool, too.
Yeah.
Enjoy hanging out with him, Linz.
We'll hear a little bit more about that coming up.
Yes.
Chilly for today. Dare I say a touch of winter in the air?
Yeah.
Now, I have brought out a couple of wind chills, but I refuse to bring out the full size wind chill chart because I'm going to put it away again for tomorrow.
We want to think spring.
We have 30s, and here we are with a look at Franklin, where it's 34 degrees. So much of the snow has peeled away from the Rock Sports Complex. And looking first on our Doppler 12 radar network, just a couple of passing clouds for us. Overall, high pressure is going to build in, and it'll keep us dry for the rest of today, tomorrow, a good chunk of Wednesday, but we will see increasing clouds as our winds shift to become more southerly tomorrow instead of out of the northeast, and that's where they are now. And that's part of the reason it just feels kind of bone-chilling cold. 34 coming in West Bend, also at Fond du Lac and Waukesha, 36 at Racine, and 38 degrees at Kenosha. The airport is steady at about 34. Just quickly looking at the winds, gusting because of the lack of friction right along the lake, a little closer to 25, 29, 30 miles an hour lakeside. But still, that is a chilly, chilly breeze that's out there. So we're still dealing with the northeast wind in place for us. A good deal of sunshine for today. Here we are as we move into the overnight hours tonight, and let's pull up into Tuesday morning. Now, Tuesday still in the morning, we're going to be looking at kind of an east wind, but during the morning hours, wind will shift to come up out of the south. So instead of 38 today, tomorrow, we reach to around 44 degrees, and then we hit the 50s. But with the somewhat warmer air coming in, we will see a few extra clouds, and some of the clouds will just sort of pass by for us tomorrow and into Wednesday as well. I do expect a mostly cloudy sky for the home opener, but it should be dry for tailgaters. It actually looks pretty good for the home opener forecast. Today, though, 38, it's breezy, it's chilly, 22 for tonight, 44 for tomorrow, and then as we move into Wednesday, pleasant weather, just a few clouds, 52 degrees. We'll make it to about 56 on home opener Thursday. If we see showers, I think they're back into Thursday night. Best chances for showers head our way Friday afternoon, Friday night, and Saturday. Some chance we mix in a wet snowflake or two Friday night.
Oh, wow, okay.
But at this point, I think it's going to be cold rain.
Overall, though, not a bad forecast.
Not bad. And get shopping for your tailgate, your favorite tailgate treats, because it'll be nice to be outside on Thursday.
Oh, that sounds good. I think a lot of people are happy about that. Well, the first defendants from Operation Varsity Blues are in court today. We've got the new details that we're learning about the college cheating scandal that includes dozens of wealthy parents. And it's time to honor this month's top teacher. Next, meteorologist Sally Severson introduces us to a teacher who tailors her lessons to each individual student's needs. We'll be right back.
Stay safe with severe weather alerts. Download the WISN 12 News app right now.
Welcome back. We are just 3 days away from opening day at Miller Park, and Hillary Mintz is live there right now with a preview of what we can expect. Hey, Hillary, how's it going?
You know, Eden, I could be in worse places. We are here at Miller Park. The sun is shining, roof is open, grow lights are on. Final preps here at Miller Park. 3 days to go before the Brew Crew are back in action here and take the field. And all week we're getting ready for opening day. And with us this morning, we have the president of business operations, Rick Schlesinger. Thank you so much for being with us. So, Rick, are you fired up?
Yeah, I'm ready. The grass looks good. Like you said, the sun's out. We're not going to have the roof open for opening day, but that's okay. So it'll be 68 degrees and temperate inside.
What do you have to do to get ready for opening day?
Well,
What's
I think
left?
pretty much stay out of everybody's way. You know, obviously the grounds crew has been working like crazy to get the grass in shape. We've got the events services staff. We've got a lot of ushers, concession workers, security, ballpark cleaning crews. Everybody's ready. Ballpark looks sparkling. All the signage is up. The metal detectors are ready to go. The retail stores are stocked. Right now, they're stocking the clubhouse. They came back from Phoenix with a big truck of baseball equipment. So, you know, guys have been doing this, and gals have been doing this for 15 years, 20 years. They know what they're doing. So, again, I'm staying out of their way.
It was such an incredible run last year, so close. I know we want that world championship, but and that's the goal. You said that has helped tremendously with ticket sales.
Yeah, we're up about 20% from this point last year. And remember, we drew 2.85 million the regular season, over 3 million for the whole season, including postseason. So the fact that we're up that much says, you know, a lot about how great our fans are, how supportive are, how optimistic they are, as are we about the upcoming season. Obviously, we have to play games, and the division got tougher, but we got better. So I'm very excited about what 2019 is going to look like, and I encourage people to come out and watch us. It's going to be a fun ride.
All right, Rick Schlesinger with us this morning here. The Brewers are ready to go. Thank you again. And we're all going to be getting ready for opening day. The parking lot's open 3 hours before the first pitch, 1:10 Thursday against the Cardinals. Eden, we're all ready to go here.
Wow, ticket sales up by 20% goes to show you that a lot of people are excited about this season. Thank you, Hillary. Students of this month's top teacher call her a flicker of light. And Sally takes us to Waterford to visit Evergreen Elementary.
Mrs. Wagner just gets 6th grade.
Every day is different. Every day they bring something fun to the classroom, and so they keep me on my toes all the time. I just enjoy teaching them the material, everything about them. I just think they're great.
She knows all of her students are individuals, and she tailors her teaching to their needs.
Allowed the kids actually to have more of a voice, I think, in their learning, and it has also challenged the teachers to make sure that the information they're providing is differentiated for each student.
Mrs. Wagner wants her students to enjoy school. She calls her teaching style firm but casual. Sharing her passion for reading and learning is no joke.
I try to have fun with them, joke around with them, but also let them know that we are here to learn and that it's very important that they are learning things that will help them grow as learners.
Teaching 6th grade isn't always easy. We had students ask her a few questions.
You seem super nice all the time and we seem annoying. Do we ever do things that bother you?
Let's just say you do things that challenge me, and so I find a way of working with that.
What a sweet answer.
And now you know why they refer to her as a flicker of light. And she was nominated by a student. And so just a wonderful, wonderful morning at Evergreen Elementary. Yeah. We had a lot of fun.
That's got to be rewarding as a teacher.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh. Well, thanks for sharing that, Sal. A pair of bear cubs had to be rescued over the weekend. They're so cute. Well, how Wisconsin deputies got these little guys to safety and how they're recovering this morning. Plus, our person of the week also helped out an animal in need, how he managed to rescue a dog in trouble on the Milwaukee River.
See more of the local stories important to you with the WISN 12 News app. Download right now. leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 11 a.m.
The first group of defendants in the college cheating scandal head to court today. What consequences they could face if found guilty. Plus, Beaver Dam is dealing with its first homicide in decades. What we know about the circumstances that led to an Illinois prosecutor's death in Wisconsin. We'll get to those stories in a minute, but first, let's get to meteorologist Sally Severson and talk about this weather. It is kind of chilly, but the sun is out, which is nice.
It is kind of a quick hit cold for today. The good news is moderates quickly for us. So we have 30s on deck for today, but tomorrow we'll reach into the 40s and we get to the 50s by Wednesday. Right now, 35 at the airport, and you can see 36 at Racine. Everybody low to mid 30s at this hour. Now we'll top out right around 38 degrees for today, but a breezy northeast wind really does keep a chill in the air. So breezy and brisk for today, then slowly warmer as we move into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll dip again toward the end of the week, but it sure looks good for the home opener. Forecast then for today, windy and chilly. Daytime high right around 38 degrees. Eden, the south wind for tomorrow warms us up nicely as we reach 44. And then 50s on Wednesday.
The home opener is all that matters.
That's
so I think
right.
a lot of people are relieved that we'll get nice weather.
Right.
Thank you, Sal. Well, now to new developments in that college admissions scandal. ABC's Maggie Rulli is outside the courthouse in Boston with the latest.
Today, the first wave of defendants in the college admissions scandal are appearing before a judge. 9 coaches in all from some of the top schools in the U.S., including USC's former senior athletics director and 3 former USC coaches. Also appearing today, test administrators and associates of Rick Singer, the alleged ringleader, all indicted by a federal jury on racketeering charges. The reported scheme sending shockwaves across college campuses.
In a way, it's almost as you feel a little robbed because you worked so hard to get here and they sort of just bought their way into the school. It's a little frustrating as a fellow student athlete.
I feel for people like us who actually strive hard day and night to just come here and learn.
Prosecutors say Singer raked in $25 million from dozens of wealthy parents, using that money to get their children into elite schools by bribing coaches to recruit them as athletes and rigging tests.
For every student admitted through fraud, an honest, genuinely talented student was rejected.
According to court documents, Singer boasted to one parent that more than 750 wealthy families had used his services. So far, only 33 have been charged.
The fallout's only beginning. This morning, Yale University announced that it's rescinding admission to at least one student caught up in this scandal. And 2 of the most high-profile defendants, actresses Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman, will be appearing at this courthouse in the next few weeks. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Boston.
In Beaver Dam, police are investigating the city's first homicide in decades.
Someone got shot.
Oh, he shot somebody?
Somebody shot a female in the bathroom.
He shot a female in the bathroom.
Neighbors recorded video of police arresting a suspect Saturday afternoon. Beaver Dam police say Ulysses Medina Espinoza is in custody. The victim is 30-year-old Stacia Hollinshead. According to Illinois authorities, Hollinshead was a prosecutor who worked in DeKalb County since November. In a statement, the DeKalb County State Attorney's Office says Stacia's death is the worst possible outcome of domestic violence, and it will strengthen us as we continue to work to stop abusers who terrorize their partners and rip apart their families. Our person of the week is Coast Guard Petty Officer Nick Ditch, who saved a dog in the icy Milwaukee River, and it was all caught on camera.
As I was coming up to closer to him, the ice shelf actually overtook him and put him under the water. And I saw this and my adrenaline just took over, and I jumped on top of the ice shelf where I saw that he was, and I pretty much just punched a hole into the ice shelf, and I saw his little snout sticking out, and so I just grabbed for anything that I could see and pulled him out both hands and then wrapped him in my arms.
The Coast Guard pulled Nick to shore and they got the dog back to its owner. Both are doing okay. Video released over the weekend shows 2 Wisconsin sheriff's deputies making a flood rescue in far northern Wisconsin.
You're okay, little guys.
Ashland County County deputies Zach Pierce and Dylan Wagner found 2 bear cubs stuck in a flooded den, and they pulled them out and put them in their patrol car to warm up for a while. Then they brought the bears to Wild Instincts in Rhinelander for care. And take a look at these adorable new pictures. Wild Instinct says the 2 are doing better after some medical care. Officials expect to release them back into the wild this fall. So adorable. 11:35 right now. The top-ranked Badgers women's hockey team are national champions. They beat Minnesota over the weekend. It was the 3rd time these 2 teams have played each other for a national title and the 5th championship in school history.
Shaver ends up getting the game-winning goal. Pankowski gives us the 2nd goal of the game. The whole group of seniors, they've been through a lot. They've had some bumps along the way. They've got some unique stories within them, so I couldn't be happier for them. They're going to go out on the right note.
They must be on cloud 9. Congratulations to them. 11:36 right now. Guacamole lovers, listen up. There's an important avocado recall impacting Wisconsin that you've got to know about. What was found during a facility inspection?
And I'm meteorologist Lindsay Slater at the Milwaukee County Zoo. We're going to be learning from Hadley the gnome about why we shouldn't be picking up baby animals that you guys may see on your spring walk. That's coming up.
Be the first to know when news breaks. Download the WISN 12 News app right now.
If you have avocados at home, you may want to throw them out. Listeria concerns have prompted a recall of California-grown avocados. The Henry Avocado Corporation shipping the potentially contaminated avocados to 6 states, including Wisconsin. No one has gotten sick yet, but the facility tested positive during a government inspection. And looking ahead, Apple will make a big announcement this afternoon. The company is expected to reveal a new streaming service at a news conference hosted by CEO Tim Cook. The service will likely include TV shows, movies, and music. Apple has reportedly spent more than $1 billion on a new lineup of shows.
There's a family in our driveway.
It's probably the neighbors. But y'all scared of a family? Hi, can I help you?
A huge debut this weekend for Jordan Peele's new horror movie called Us. It brought in $70.3 million during its opening weekend, the best ever for an original R-rated film and for an original horror movie. Nice. Well, here's the thing. Nobody won the Powerball jackpot in Saturday's drawing, but someone in Racine did snag a smaller prize. The Wisconsin Lottery says someone bought the $2 million ticket at a speedway on Green Bay Road. No one matched all the numbers to win Saturday night's $625 million Powerball prize, so the jackpot is now about $750 million, and the next drawing is Wednesday night. All morning, Lindsay Slater's been checking out Cole's Wild Theater at the Milwaukee County Zoo. And Lindsay, it looks like you're having a good time there.
Eden, this is super fun. It almost makes you feel like a kid, and I really want to see this show live. But again, I'm back here with Zach Woods, and we're talking about, this was an eastern squirrel, you were telling me?
Eastern gray squirrel, yeah.
And what is his... We were talking about this a little minute ago. You can see the little bird feeder set up here. And squirrels have a tendency to overeat a little bit, Zach. So how do we help this?
They do. You should talk to my father about this. He's very, very upset all the time. Squirrels have a tendency to eat a little bit too much from a bird feeder, especially because it's not for them, right? It's for the birds. So there are a number of things that we talk about in the show that you can do to prevent the squirrels from eating all your bird seed. One of the things that we talk about in the show sounds a little strange, but you can put hot peppers in your birdseed.
Poor little squirrel. He doesn't even know.
It sounds a little dark, but it actually doesn't hurt the squirrels at all. They just really don't like the taste.
Okay.
And the birds can't taste it.
Okay.
So everybody wins.
So that's one fun aspect of the show. Now we're going to kind of mosey on over through the garden here. We're going to head on over to our pet rock. This is Thad. We were talking about Thad earlier today. And what's his role in the show?
Well, Thad is a little bit of a grumpy Gus.
Oh, no. That's right. So Thad doesn't want anybody else living in his garden here. I've lived here since the 70s, and I don't want things to change.
And Thad is kind of watching over this cute little bunny we have over here, and we see their garden gnome has actually picked it up, and I was told this is a bad idea.
It is a bad idea. Yeah, we actually
don't want you to pick up baby bunnies.
Thad, you're right, but you can please calm down a little bit. Sorry, everybody. I know. No, but basically what we address in the show is that oftentimes mama bunnies have to leave their young alone to go eat. If they don't eat themselves, they can't produce milk, and then they can't feed their young. So they camouflage intentionally their babies in their nests so you don't find them. And if you do stumble across one, the best advice we can offer is to leave it alone, because mom is probably not far away and coming back soon.
And so these are just some of the educational messages that kids can get when they see this traveling theater show. It is a musical. It's about 40 minutes long, and kids can, you've already gone to 37 schools this year.
Yeah, just for this show, too.
And then, so how can people come and see this show, and where can they see the show?
Sure. So your school or your community event, your library, your scout troop can book a performance from Cole's Wild Theater by going to our website, wildtheater.org, and there you can submit a performance request, and we will come completely free of charge to any venue of 50 people or more in any direction, a 60-minute radius from the zoo.
Perfect. Again, so that's how you get involved. The kids can meet Thad, they can meet the squirrel, and learn a little bit more about baby bunnies, guys.
A free show. And what a fun way to learn, too.
Absolutely. And I'm sure they are going to be inundated with people that would be interested.
Yeah, they're going to be busy.
You know, 60 minutes from the zoo, that covers a lot of territory.
Yeah, it does.
Well, and we're talking sunshine at this hour, but it is chilly. If you're out and about, you can feel that wind as we get a look. Beautiful blue sky. Franklin coming in at 34 degrees, stopping at Menominee Falls as well, where it is 36. And on our way to highs that will hold only in the upper 30s for today. And March can certainly be like a chameleon. Now we occasionally get our seasonal weather. Normally we'd see a high for this day right around 46 degrees, but we're getting a little bit of a cold wave in, but it doesn't last long. We'll get it on warm air as well. So So we can get a little bit of everything, certainly in March and in April. Now we're nice and dry. The sky is blue, a few passing clouds. They'll be a little more prevalent for tomorrow and into Wednesday, Thursday. But for the most part, we're going to be talking about a dry trend until probably late Thursday night and into Friday. Temperatures on these northeast winds, kind of a bone-chilling cold, 35 at the airport and 36 at this hour in Waukesha. Just another couple, 2-3 degrees. But take a look at the temperature trend over the next few days. So we're in this little dip for now, thanks to the northeast wind. But then we hit 44 tomorrow, 52 on Wednesday, mid-50s Thursday for the home opener. There'll be some clouds around and southwest winds, but pretty good for all the tailgaters. Now Friday, we begin to turn colder once again. We fall back into the low 40s for highs with a chance for a few showers. Today, though, dry. What you'll feel is that northeast breeze. Temperatures for us during the overnight hours are going to dip into the low to mid-20s. It's a cold night, so it's a chilly Tuesday morning start. Then as we move through the day on Tuesday, wind shifts come up out of the south, and that provides a nice little warm-up for us. We'll get to 44 for tomorrow, and you can see a few clouds off to the west. Some of that cloudiness kind of hit or miss coming in with that warmer air that's in place. And we will look at temperatures, though, getting into the 50s, staying there for both Wednesday and Thursday. So today, breezy and cool, 38 degrees. I'll go low 20s for tonight. Eden, 44 tomorrow, 50s Wednesday, Thursday. Then Friday, Saturday, cooler, breezy. Chances for showers increase, especially Friday during the day. Friday night could see a stray wet snowflake in, but I'm thrilled about the home opener forecast.
Yeah.
Clouds,
how
mid-50s,
nice.
yes.
Perfect
Make all
tailgating
those
weather. Thank you, Sal. A local company is supplying parts for all kinds of different machines. And next, we'll take you inside metallic tube applications, which keeps everything from military vehicles to snow plows running smoothly.
Stay safe with severe weather alerts. Download the WISN 12 News app right now.